I have a public service announcement. And yes, my face is extremely swollen. I cried myself to sleep last night, but that's not why we're here. Moving forward in life, if you are a man who is interested in dating me, or you're just interested in getting to know me, like some of you crusty dusty little rats in my DMs right now, this is what I require from you moving forward. And the reason I require these things is because I am so at peace in my little world being alone. So if you want to date me, okay, right off the bat, we have a $2,500 non-refundable deposit, and that is going to be my inconvenience fee in case I need to go to therapy. Okay, secondly, I'm going to need your entire birth chart, the whole thing. Thirdly, I'm going to need you to actively be in therapy, and I'm going to need a letter of recommendation from your therapist. Fourthly, I'm going to need you to sign a document stating that in the instance that you cheat on me, I have legal permission to punch you in the face. Because we're not doing healthy coping mechanisms anymore, okay? We're resulting to violence. All right, fifthly, I'm gonna need an MLA formatted paragraph about why you think your ex is crazy. Okay, all right, sixth, non-negotiable, I'm gonna need you to pay for my nails, my toes, and I'm gonna need flowers every single week. And before you're like, oh, that's so materialistic of you, you must be so material. Yes. Yes, I am. At this rate, at this point. Okay, and seventh and final non-negotiable, I'm going to need to see your pay stubs. All right, and your bank statement, especially the bank statements. I need to see exactly how much money you make and exactly what you're spending it on. Oh, you're such a gold digger. Oh, you just want to be with a man for his... Again, at this rate, yes. All right, and if you can't adhere to these 7 non-negotiables, leave me alone.
Charming to the last.
Gentlemen, welcome back to another video in which we'll be discussing women in dating. So women, right before they hit the wall, this is their last chance, this is the last train. Are they gonna take it? Are they gonna leave it? How are they handling things? And guys, you will see a lot of high standards in these videos. So if you happen to be one of the 0.5 top % of men, well, these ladies might be for you. And because you really loved the first woman in the video, here she is again. Let's listen to this story. And guys, be mindful. If you are the top 1% of men, this woman might be for you.
No.
Okay.
No.
This is actually a really great question. Thank you so much for asking. If all men are exactly the same, why don't you date women? And this really is just the best example of when people say sexuality is not a choice. Because if there was a little switch in our brain that we could just hit, right? And I could just magically start being attracted to women, I would have done that years ago and saved myself a lot of trauma. If we could quote unquote choose our sexuality, right? Do you think I would choose men? It is just deeply, deeply unfortunate that I really like people.
We're gonna stop the video right there, just before she says what she actually likes. But, you know, woman, well, first off, this TikTok has the hashtags of I hate you, men are trash, tragic, unfair, and men will suck the life out of you, which of course is perfectly able to fly on TikTok. Second of, woman, I'm gonna give you this life hack that will really shake your world. Here's what you can do. Instead of switching to dating women, if all men are the same, what you could do, because not all men are the same, is you could go for the good guys. I know this is groundbreaking. I know this will shake your world. This is, you know, incredibly hard to find. For myself, I know this answer because I'm incredibly wise. I happen to be a mommy 4,000 years old and I know a lot about life. But yeah, but you could do this, right? Instead of dating Chad over and over, well, dating, having a situationship, if you can even call it that, instead of getting pumped and dumped by Chad, what you could do is go for one of the 4,000 guys in your DMs that are constantly messaging you and trying to have something serious with you, you know? All those guys that you don't pay attention to, that are boring, uninteresting, mediocre, yeah, give them a chance. You'll find not only that they are 1,000 times better a person than you are, but you'll also find that they can give you and provide you with so many things that Chad doesn't. Chad can only provide you with the eggplant, the thing you are so attracted to, the thing you are so thirsty for. But yeah, instead of dating women, this is my advice. Okay, stupid lady, if you happen to find this TikTok, this video, excuse me, go for the 99% of men who are normal men, and don't go for the 1% of chads that just want to have fun. I hope this was helpful.
I don't know what song this is. I've heard it before. I'm bad about like remembering the names of songs. But the verse was, how do you go from a wife to being a sneaky link? I don't know. You fucking tell me. Because this generation of dating is complete fiend trash. It's a hookup culture. And that's all it is. Nobody wants to date. Nobody wants to fucking court women. Nobody wants to pursue a relationship. All they want is friends with benefits and be a fucking sneaky leak. I'm so done with that shit. I have fallen into that trap so many motherfucking times that I'm not doing it ever again. Like, I was a wife for 12 years. Now I'm like, hit me up at 11 p.m. to come over. Fuck all that noise.
So this woman was married for 12 years. She decided to leave that marriage because, you know, the grass is always greener on the other side. And then she went to dating, and now she's complaining. Guys, I don't even know where to start. Let me start off by saying that men are not particularly attracted to women who cuss like this. Again, men are not attracted to women who make TikToks in cars. So you can start with those two things to maybe get someone interested in you. Here's another thing. You won't find someone who's interested in you, even if you upgrade on those two things, because you're a divorced woman. You couldn't make your marriage work. No man with self-respect will date a woman who has been in a divorce, who has left her man, because if you failed in one marriage, what makes anyone think that you're gonna succeed in the second one, right? If you weren't able to do what it takes to keep a man, why would anyone succeed after the first fail? And then again, you are a bag of ruins. You are a divorced woman, which shows you have a low commitment. You don't put effort into the relationships. Then you yourself say that you've been for a lot of time on the carousel, riding the carousel, being part of hookup culture, friends with benefits, booty calls, etc. No man with self-respect would want that. You are a bag of ruins and you don't deserve a good man. The only thing you deserve, and I'm being optimistic here, is for you to be a booty call. I mean, if it was, you know, if it depended on me, you don't even deserve that, but that's the situation you're into. Guys, never date divorced women. Never date women who have been riding the carousel and have a high body count. It's a recipe for disaster. This woman will never find a man who has self-respect and will respect her also. This woman is the best candidate for hitting the wall. So you can take the bag with all the cussing that you've done in one single minute. You can take the bag of all the wrong decisions you've made throughout your life. You can take the bag of all the chats that have pumped and dumped you. And you can take the bag of the wrong decisions you made with divorce. And you can head straight towards the wall. Next.
So dating in 2020 is a lost cause, I've decided. In talking to my girlfriends, I realized that we're praising men for doing the bare minimum. It's like, we'll go on a date, I'm guilty of this too, and be like, oh, guys, he was just so sweet, he opened the car door for me. Or, oh, guys, he was so sweet, he planned the date. Like, duh, why wouldn't he open the door for you or plan the date? Like, why are we praising men for literally doing the basic things that they should be doing? I don't understand. And like, why, men, are you not meeting the minimum to where now women are expecting less than the basics? Like, we need to change this because this is just not okay. Like, boys, do better. Girls, expect more, because I don't want my future daughter's bare minimum to be, Mom, he was just so sweet. He offered to meet me at the restaurant. No, sweetie. Drop his ass.
Well, sorry, madam, that 99% of the men are not the 1% of men that you're attracted to. But here's the thing. Men, at least they still put in effort. What do you bring to the table? what are the basic things that we can expect out of you? Because you can be attractive, you can put on as big of earrings as you can, you can put on a lot of makeup, do your hair for 2 hours a day, but you don't provide the bare minimum, the basics that men are attracted to, which are being a pleasant individual and not being extremely annoying that I'm getting a headache out of 1 minute of you talking, being, having a good character, a good personality, being loyal, you know what that means? You don't have those basics, yet you have the audacity to talk about men having the basics of and they still open doors, they're still gentlemen, etc. But no, the basics for women are having a lot of money, at the same time having a lot of time to worship them, buying them things. These are the basics. Yet men's basics, which are don't be a pain in my butt, are not met. You can be beautiful, but even if you put lipstick to a pig, it's still a pig, right? So the analogy here is this woman is a pig. Personality, like, no matter how attractive she is, she will only get pumped and dumped. She will only get booty calls, and she will only be a one-night stand. This is the best that she can aspire for in this life, because in terms of personality, she is a 0.
Thank you for this reminder. It's so true, right? Like, respecting women is the bare minimum to date a woman. No, I wasn't being over the top or too dramatic. And that article that's circulating that I made a video about is so true. Like, the bar for relationships and standards is going up. And I'm so proud of us and happy for us. And I love this for us as women. And men, you guys should be doing it too. Raise the bar for yourselves. Expect more, do better, be more. That's what
I love how the advice that she gives to men is raise the bar, but not towards women, not to expect more out of women, but towards yourselves. You see, you don't deserve to raise the standard for women because all women are perfect. But you should raise the standard for yourself. Yes, you listening to this right now, you should raise the bar for yourself. Be more efficient, be more successful, have more money, spend more money on her, on women, not for yourself. Do more, guys, do more.
That's what we've been doing this whole pandemic, I feel like. It just reminds me of, like, she's a 10, but I feel like guys are like, she's a 10, but, like, her thumb's weird, or, like, something, like, so dumb, right?
What?
And girls are like, he's a 5, but he might have, like, burned his ex-girlfriend's house down, but he's thinking about going to therapy, so it's probably fine. No, let's just, no more BS.
Guys, do you know any man that has burned her ex-house down? His ex-house down? I don't know any. Do you know, do you relate to not liking a woman because her thumb is weird? Man, what planet do you live in? Do you know any guys in your life that you've ever seen that didn't like a woman or didn't accept a woman because her thumb was weird? Because in the universe I live in the planet I live in, men have absolutely no standards towards women other than don't be extremely fat, be somehow decently looking, and don't be a pain in my butt, be a nice person. Those are the 2 standards that men want. And maybe you can add a third, be loyal, right? Don't cheat on me, don't divorce me. These are the 3 standards that men have. Yeah, and a woman, apparently, coming from this woman, woman, when they meet a guy who burned her his ex-house down, they're like, yeah, it's fine. So you mean that women don't have standards? Anything that flies. Guys, this just goes to show what type of man this woman is dating, right? Because 99% of men have barely no standards. They have negative standards, right? But that 1% of chads that she is attracted to and that she dates and that spread her legs and pump and dump her, these are the guys that have high standards. These are the guys that don't want to commit to you. These are the guys that have so many options that they can get rid of you if your thumb is weird, all right? And the woman they have high standards for men, meaning they won't date men who are not successful, rich, extremely handsome, or jacked. They will only date the chads. And in that pool of chads, they will, don't mind if one Chad burnt his ex house down, you know? It just goes to show what pool of men we are talking about. Because 99.9% of men don't have these standards, and 99% of men are not, you know, the bar is too high for them. They can't reach it. They don't, you know, women like you are not interested in them, in the vast majority of men that are actually, you know, normal human individuals. You are just attracted to the chads that, you know, and for them, you apply these standards of, well, even if he has done something horribly wrong, it doesn't matter because he's going to therapy. That's what you do with the chads. This video is quite self-explanatory, and this woman is really dumb. And finally, gentlemen, the cherry on top of the cake. I've saved this TikTok for last. It is of a crazy, insane womanist, and she's covering this guy. So this guy, while I was searching for TikToks, you know, I wrote dating rant, and this guy appeared like 27 times. And I thought to myself, why is this guy so famous? It's usually women who rant about dating, not men. And then I happened to find that it's women covering this guy. So let's give it a listen.
I don't understand today's dating world. I take girls on nice dates, I get them flowers, I'm emotionally available, I go to the gym, it doesn't matter what I do. And yet every time I get the same outcome.
Right, so I think a lot of guys can relate to that. This guy, you know, good looking, jacked, works on himself, has things going on for him, he is available, etc. Emotionally stable, not a lunatic, you know. I think this guy is a 7 or 8 out of 10. I mean, good guy. And he's sharing with the world that, hey, you know, women are crying all the time. Where are all the good men gone? I am a good man. Where are the women? And yet, TikTok, you know, just got so outraged because of this that 1,000 women have to cover this guy and crap all over him. Saying things like, well, that doesn't entitle you to a man. Well, apply that to yourself, you female dogs. Apply that to yourself, because I cover on my channel, I have like 300 videos already. Taylor has more than 1,000 videos of women whining and crying and ranting about dating, and yet nobody has a problem with that. Nobody is telling those women, just because you think you're a 10, that doesn't make you entitled to a good man. You know, you see the hypocrisy, guys. Somehow when a guy is ranting, oh, you're not entitled to a female body. But when women feel entitled to freaking Prince Charming, this guy is just looking for a woman. You know, any woman, just give me a woman that is decent. It's a problem. But when women want that freaking legendary, out of a book Prince Charming, it's not a problem. Anyways, guys, sorry for the long rant. Kind of pissed. But let's watch this.
Imagine having such little self-awareness that you publicly post a video saying that you keep going on dates with different women and every woman isn't interested in continuing dating you, but there must be something wrong with all of those women, rather than thinking it might be you that's the issue.
That's a good point. But are you meaning to tell me that the women who have 300 TikToks posted about whining about dating, it may be they that are the problem? Is that what you're telling me? Because that's quite shocking, honestly. You know, that these women who are single for periods of 30 years at a time, well, single, you know, hooking up, but, you know, these women that for 30 years are not able to find the right guy, are you telling me that they might be the problem because they are the common denominator who hasn't been able to make a single relationship work? Wow.
Genuinely, I don't think this guy has a clue of how he's coming across. And I saw a video yesterday of a woman ending a date at the end of the night, but because the man had paid for the meal, he somehow thought that that entitled him to more, so he ended up being abusive. And do you know what? All of this work that I've been doing, all of the attitude...
Well, before she continues to blubber, the guy elusive, of course. Gentlemen, if you don't know, all guys are elusive. Yeah, just to get that out of the way. Second of, because he paid the date, that made him somehow entitled to have the bedroom fun. What, in the same way that women feel entitled to a relationship just because Chad banged them? I think it's quite a similar situation, you know. Yes, men who pay for dates are not entitled to have the bedroom fun, but Chads who pump and dump women, these women are not entitled to have a relationship just because Chad showed them attention for one night. Let's continue.
that I'm seeing. And we're not talking about just violent men. We're talking about something that is at the core of this male attitude of the misogyny, but also the violence. And that one core attitude is entitlement. A couple of months ago on my other account that got banned, I had someone comment who I think was a man, I'm pretty sure was a man, saying we raise boys to be narcissists. And I remember at the time thinking maybe that's a bit much, but actually I'm becoming more and more convinced that that is what's going wrong in the psyche of boys and then becoming men. I attended an online discussion this week with 4 incredible men, an all-male panel talking about male violence and the causes and the root of it all. And one of those guys put it just perfectly. We teach boys from a really young age that they have dominion over women's bodies.
Yes, guys, this is so relatable. Personally, that is what my father taught me when I was 4 years old. He told me, hey, Hidan, in life, the most important value is to be a narcissist. And you have power over all women. They are your property. It's just so relatable, guys. It's not women who are the narcissists and who are the entitled individuals in our world, because everyone kisses their ass. Everyone tells them they're pretty and they deserve everything and they, you know, the world is made for them. It's not them who are narcissists, it's the boys.
And then when we hand them the power that men have as adults, that can then be corrupted. This week we've seen the dad who took his 9-year-old boy to Hooters for getting a good school report. What message are we teaching our young boys? That they do have ownership over women's bodies. Those women are there, dressed a certain way, for our sexual gratification, son. This is how women are treated in society.
No, wait. Women in Hooters are not dressed for our S3 actual pleasure. They are dressed that way just because they like it. That's it. They just feel good in that way. You know, they like to dress like that. Why can't we apply that argument for Hooters? Why is it when a woman dresses provocatively and posts provocative pictures on TikTok, it's not to, you know, it's not for attention. She just likes to dress that way. The only thing that makes a certain clothing S3 actual is the way you perceive it, right? You've heard that. Well, madam, women in Hooters are dressed that way just because they like it. And case closed.
And as those boys grow up and they hand them all this power, they then corrupt that into turning it into violence if they can't get their own way because they are entitled from such a young age. And it's exactly the same backlash we see against feminism, this privilege and entitlement that they feel is being taken from them. That attitude is how it starts, and how it ends is rape, assault, harassment, stalking, and murder.
Yes, guys, we'll end it. Sorry, can't hold in my laughter. We'll end it right here. Think about that, guys. Please don't teach your sons to be narcissists, because it's a problem that the world is facing right now. Men usually, you know, have such high standards. We've learned from this video. They also feel entitled to a woman's body. They are also just going around raping women and assaulting them and stalking them. All those problems that I think we should deeply consider and think about to make this world a better place. But we'll end the video right there, guys. Leave me your thoughts in the comments and I'll be happy to see you next time. Have a good one.